I'm a proud owner of a cat dozer.
Yeah, boy.
I for real doze in my steel toes.
Slope assist.
Guide the blades so they stay on grade.
Slope indicator.
Right here in the dashboard like I asked for.
Enhance auto.
Shift, automatically shifting, more fuel efficient.
What?
Listen.
What? Let's go.
Yo, it's 6 o'clock and the job is done, but I'm not going anywhere cause this is too much fun.
Okay.
I'm reminded every time I see a precision grade that this is probably the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
When I first laid eyes on it, I knew I found the one for me. I climbed inside and sat down in the lap of luxury, and it's been great in the weeks since then. Honk when you see me operating in my D6N. Look at me in my dozer, wanna be in my dozer, carefree in my dozer. Yeah, my day is over, but I stay in my dozer, lay in my dozer.
Yeah, boy.
I love my job cause work to me's like play in my dozer. Slope assist helps hide the fact that I forgot my glasses. The roads I grade score so high, call them overpasses. Get it? Slope indicators, neighbors jealous of the auto shift. I'm in the sandbox, smiling like a little kid.
Little kid.
Do you know what you mean to me?
Mean to me.
You are more than machinery.
Machinery.
Yeah. I'm just exploring the scenery. One more lap around before I shut it down. Look at me in my dozer, wanna be in my dozer, carefree in my dozer. Yeah, my day is over, but I cruise in my dozer, still using my dozer.
Yeah, boy.
I feel like it's impossible to lose in my dozer.
Yeah.
I'm pushing dirt.
Okay.
I'm spreading sand.
Yeah.
I'm grading roads. I'm clearing land. Alright, ride in my dozer, take pride in my dozer. And when my wife is mad, I go and hide in my dozer.
What?
Look at me in my dozer,
What?
wanna be in my dozer, carefree in my dozer. Yeah, my day is over, but I cruise in my dozer, still using my dozer. I feel like it's impossible to lose in my dozer.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be one of them non-factor contractors. Know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I wanted a walk around of the new dozer, which is this one. Already broke her in a little bit, as you can tell. The paint's off the blade. Just got back from a wildfire. And this is my old D6N, which was Judge 2.0. The original Judge was a D5H open cab that I had. Then I got that thing. And I passed it off to another guy when I transferred, and that's his tractor now. So I want to kind of go over overview of this new D5, and I'll let y'all take a look at this D6N to kind of show you the new D6N basically, and then the old D6N. So let's get the looking at it. So pretty much they're both LGP, low ground pressure. I'll have the specifications for both track widths on this video somewhere. Had in some hurricane debris today, and it's already kind of got a little bent handles, which I knew those was going to bend. That's why I was told the guys out our fleet manager, I'm going to probably take those off because of the lens and stuff coming up. That's a tool box up here. That's where I keep my chain. That's what our fab shop made for us. After running it for a little bit on this V-blade, I kind of wish I had some bars up here to kind of keep the hurricane debris and all the stuff from coming over as easily like it does. I know people's gonna be saying, well, why don't you use a 6-way blade? Well, these are good for wildfire suppressions. It just keeps us bumping off of stumps and trees as we just rush through there and plowing with our plow on the back. 6-way blade, you have to curve it and move it. It's just more working parts that could fail that you don't need to fail. I mean, a tree can come through here and mess up a hose and you're just down. And I mean, we got a D6N like this one in the county over with a 6-way blade. It does all right, but you just got to get a fire more space with it. I'll give the widths of the V-blades too so people can get an idea. But pretty much this is it right here. Everything's pretty similar to the D6N. And so this is our fire plow. Fab Shop modified the plow. Typically that hitch was lower, but since this is a high track, they had to raise everything up with it. And over here we have our Fesco hairs. We usually do these for pre-suppression fire breaks for landowners and just hair their fire breaks up and everything. Let's see what else. We'll jump up here and look on the back of this D5. Let y'all take a look, see what we got in there. All right. So let me see if I can get this thing open. I kind of wish these had handles on. I told our fleet manager that's what we need, put some handles on some of these. But this is our little water system, so if we have a fire on the tractor or something or around the tractor, we can kind of spray the water on it, kind of for protection. It's got the fire wrap around it and stuff, keep it from rubbing and catching fire just easily. It's a cat's specific water pump on this one. And I need to get a shovel guard on that. I'll have to work on this. I'll probably use some thicker metal on it. It's got a little damage already. That hurricane debris is something. You getting that stuff, it's just been a pain. Here goes the winch, similar to the D6 over there. Like I said, everything's pretty much identical. I really want to kind of put a piece over here on the side so I can put my hook over here so it don't wound up and get caught up in the winch. But we don't have the bottom rollers on them, I guess specifically because of the plow and everything. And so we'd be more winching out this way most of the time. Always got to keep a spare one of those on your plow, because those tend to break if you ain't careful. So let's climb over here. Like I said, this is the water tank. Fill it up right here with water, diesel. And up there is one good thing that this tractor has that the D6 doesn't have: a little backup camera. So now everybody's been wanting me to film the plow. I've been thinking about putting my camera somewhere in the dash where it shows on the screen, so I'm not losing my camera back here if I mount it back here somewhere. It does pretty good. Right here's my little toolbox. This is one I was kind of recommending our fleet manager to. We need to put some handles on because it can be a pain to open up, as you can tell. So I'm gonna probably add a handle to it, weld on there, and go from there with that. I kind of wish it was a little bit bigger toolbox to a degree. I use ammo boxes in there to organize different tools and spare hydraulic fittings in case these fittings break if a tree falls on them. And this is a hydraulic hose. I need to kind of run this one through here, but I think that pipe's too small, so I might have to cut that one off and get a big square tubing like that so they can both fit in there. And you're probably wondering what this is. When we unhook the hydraulic hoses, I usually try to come right here and push them in there to kind of let the fluid drain so it just don't squirt everywhere on the back of the tractor when you're trying to relieve the pressure off of the hydraulic system. One new thing that the D6 doesn't have is this air filter right here, I guess for the AC system. So our fab shop kind of had to make this right here, and it already kind of looks bent. Yeah, it looks bent. So basically I got this tractor first for the whole state, and I'm kind of going over it, seeing what they could improve on, and that's one of the things it probably needs some little bars to kind of connect up there to kind of keep it from bending as easily. I mean, main thing is just watch out where you back up on. You get some of this thick stuff, it's kind of hard. And this thing, just like D6 over there, does not like to counter rotate unless you put it in neutral, which is a pain. But I guess this is how cats are. I wish it wasn't like that, because it was a pain today to try to get around this debris when this thing couldn't counter rotate while you're going forward. You have to put it in neutral and turn, and hopefully it turns. If it feels any bind, it don't turn. So that's one thing I kind of enjoyed about Bertha back there. You still see her back there in the dark. She is able to turn, pretty much counter rotate pretty easily. So we're gonna go up here and show you the inside of the cab. While I'm up here, you're probably wondering what's in here. Be sure you keep these things cleaned out. You get debris all in there, and the ember gets in there, it'll catch fire. It's got that fire wrap on it, I guess they call it. Keep the hoses kind of protected more. And I'm assuming this is the battery box somewhere. It looks like if I ever want to have to replace the battery, I'm going to have to take this whole panel off, which is going to be a pain a little bit, because even the toolbox covers the bolts up. So that's the issue I guess I'm going to have to worry about later down the road. Alright. I got some protection up back here to protect these little lights, I think. I mentioned it to our fleet guys that I'm kind of worried about these little plastic pieces. It's on top up here. I don't know what they're for. I know how limbs come across. You kind of see where limbs scrape across the top, or a tree just snaps in half and comes down and breaks it. If there's any electrical stuff in there, which might be the case, worry about that breaking and exposing that and shorting some out. So maybe they'll come up with something to put over that to protect it a little bit better. It's just a trial and error thing when you get something new, and go from there. But one thing I do like about this tractor is it has like 3,000 lights on it, LEDs. Boy, you look like a spaceship coming through the woods. Got one right there. This is a little amber blinking light. There's some up here. We're kind of worried about these eventually breaking off. So far in that hurricane debris today, I didn't have that to happen. Main thing again, yeah, you're going to have to watch where you go and watch for stuff coming up. The accidents do happen, but so far they're holding up pretty well. And again, these handles I knew was going to bend. We'll have to take them off. The front radiator guard. I was kind of worried about it. It seemed like it was pretty thin metal, but seemed to hold up pretty good today, from what I can tell. And the guards did good for the lights. And but it looks like these up here are LEDs. I think we was thinking these were like fog lights. I haven't figured out how to turn them on. I need to read the book tonight. I'll probably carry it home with me in a minute and take a look at it and see what the different buttons and stuff are for in the tractor anyway too. So let's take a look. I would show you the engine compartment and stuff, but it hits. I kind of wish that we can fabricate some doors in here, because typically we have them loaded up and we got to do our daily maintenance checks every morning, and now you're gonna have to back up, drop the blade, and let the oil seep back down to be able to get a good reading on the oil and stuff. So that's why I was kind of thinking of making some doors eventually, maybe, to where we can get the oil dipstick tube out and be able to read everything. This is, I think, where all the filters are at. Yep, the filters are in here, and pretty easy access. Makes it pretty convenient, other than if they leak, they're just going to build up fluid and probably pour out here. So, but hey, it's easy to get to, so that's one good thing. I probably need to lock these because I'm noticing some of these knobs are turned. And maybe this is the batteries. I don't know. Let me see. Nope. This is for the hydraulic fluid, which makes it easy right here. We can get a 5-gallon bucket and pour fluid right here. Way better than using a funnel. I think this one is a pain to put fluid in because it's had an angle. It ain't just straight down like this. We'll take a look at it in a minute. But so far, I'm kind of enjoying this. It's not Bertha. I can tell you that. It's not her. I've noticed it today that it really don't have the pushing power that Bertha has. But I might call this Little Bertha. I was thinking Bertha 2.0, but I don't think it can get that right now. It's just a little too weak. Looks like I had little cat prints up here from somewhere. Oh, that's funny. A cat on a cat. So that's our radio antenna right here too. We use like an LTE radio system, Harris radios. Oh, another thing I really kind of wish it had, instead of this type of roof right here, more the solid style like on the D6 over there. It's just, you go over trees and stuff, all the leaves and stuff can just fall through here and fall on the cab. That's why I kind of wish it was solid like the D6 over there. And kind of had to fix some of these guards. They're kind of loose when you're riding. I might need to put a spacer on. I told the fleet manager that. I don't know why, but they do. So one thing that's different for this thing is the seat. It's at an angle towards the right side. It ain't straight like you'll see in the D6 over there. So it's like one of them KG tractors. It's just curved, or even like one of them D6Ts and stuff. There's just curved seats. It ain't that bad, but it's just different. It's different. So let's climb on in here in this cab. This big boy is A little bit smaller room than Bertha. Bertha was it was like a stadium. This is like a janitor's closet right here. But one thing that it has that Bertha don't have is AC. All right. So this is the inside of it. I'll turn it on in a minute. I turn the kill switch on. But we'll go over quick stuff right here. Over here, you have your windshield wipers. You just push the little button in to squirt it, and then got the AC and the heater, which is gonna be coming real handy right now. And then you got the old radio, so you're not listening to an engine hum all day. Got the vents, little storage compartment. Some areas you can put some more switches for anything. Got a water bottle holder. And this right here is for the blade up and down, and for the plow. Got a horn. This is for the winch. Got a winch button over here too. I'm gonna have to read up on it. Got some more cup holders. I guess I think you're gonna be thirsty. So hey, you got one for a Bubba cup and one for a big gulp or something. And you got your got a 12-volt outlet back here, which is handy. Storage back here. There goes that book I need to read tonight. Pretty much got vents back here for the AC. Pretty good view back here to see everything. We'll kind of compare it with a D6 in a minute. But so far, I mean, it's good, especially with a backup camera. But don't always rely on that backup camera. Always take a look behind you with your head. More storage over here. Got a parking brake, the hydraulic lock. The you'll see in a minute, it's a throttle over here. That's new to me. Everything's all electronic now. More for the lights. Got to read what this one is and what this one is. Don't want to touch it to find out. In a minute, I'm going to show you something cool about this. It's pretty cool. My battery's about this. I'm going to have to charge it right quick. This is different, but it makes it easy. This is an air filter. Another air filter. I think that's the cabin filter. Looks like it'd take a lot of engineering to do. It's just a plastic cover, and the air filter sits in it. So I mean, it's easy to access it, but it kind of takes up room. And there goes a hanger back there. I was thinking about hanging my helmet, but there ain't no room. Kind of wish that design was somewhere else out of the way to give more room back here. I can't put my line pack in here. It gets in my way. And let me charge up the battery, and I'll start on the video again. See y'all in a second. Back, got the battery charged a little bit on the phone, but forgot to mention this is that's the sight glass right there. It's covered with mud, but that's how you check the level of the winch and everything. And then up here, which is one good thing about cats, they got where the sight glass for the hydraulics right there, where you can see it easily. Some things like the dresser, it's a dipstick. You know, it's kind of hard to see sometimes, and some of them got the sight glass behind things. You can't see it. So that's one good thing that cat does, is have it where you can see it. But let me get back up in the cab and show you some more of this stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is one of the dreadful things, death. That's where you fill it up at. And down here is the kill switch. And something else, hour meter thing. I'll turn that on in a minute. But right here, this is where the other cabin filter is, because the cat D6N's like that too, as you can see right there. But there goes computer wires. What else? Before I turn it on for y'all, the fuel shut off. Gotta be sure you know where that is. That right there is a Samsara. It's a device that they can track us with, my agency that I work for. It's got a camera on the front and the back, so one facing me and one facing out there, so they can see all the live action when it happens, and then they can see my face when I spoil my pants, my britches and everything. So let me turn this thing on so y'all can see the fancy screen. This thing's fancy. Oh, I forgot. I think I forgot. Here goes the light switches for the spaceship. So let me turn this kill switch on. Hold on. There goes those amber lights. They're automatically on when I turn the kill switch on. Oh, here goes the cool thing. Watch this. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and another cool thing. It's got heat and AC seats. Look at that. Look at it. Yeah. Thing's nice. And here goes the other one. It moves at times. Might have to be sit down with it because these things are. There it goes. Look at that. Look at that. What? All right. So, like I said earlier, throttle. Push that rabbit button up. It goes all the way up.
You panic, right? So next time you're...
Hear that AC? That thing blowing. But lower the throttle. You just got to hold the turtle button down, and it goes down by each light. Or you just hit it one time and it goes all the way back down to the bottom. I think this has something to do with the gears, and I think it might be the settings. Like I said, I need to look at that. Here goes the fancy screen, and this is it. 26 hours on it. Look at that rear view camera. I think y'all might like that. Look at that. It even helps you out, tells you what everything is. I can come back and hit the camera. Bam. I like that setup better. You can still see the grade that you own and the slope. It's got the coolant, the hydraulic temperature, transmission, all of that, fuel gauge, depth. Then it's got your gears, which is right here. You do you hold it, you hold this all the way forward, it goes up to 2 and 3. Well, it also does the half gears, like 1.5 when you hold it like that. But if you just hit it one time, it goes like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Same with the reverse. And I guess this is your RPM, like your speed control. But this is how you turn the thing, similar like the D6 over there. That's pretty much it with this thing. I'll be filming when I can, and it does a depth purge too, so it tells you don't just disconnect the battery. But that's pretty much it. This is the door closed things. I always grab it. I guess we'll see how it does over time. I'm gonna miss Bertha, but I'm thankful they're upgrading. It helps our lungs out, and yeah, that's why I was telling you, it's all tight, all the way tight. I'm gonna have to get something done about that. But yeah, it's we'll see how it does. It definitely doesn't have the power as Bertha, the TD15 out there. And it does better than the 750C. It's got way more power there. But we'll go over and check out the D6N right quick. Forgot to mention again, one thing I really appreciate is this little platform, so you don't have to hang off of the tracks or try to reach over this to fuel up. That's very handy right there, and I really appreciate that. Definitely going to have to put another handle over here because, yeah. All right, to the D6N. So I got this thing brand new. I think it's a 2015 or 16 model D6N. You'll see it on several of my old videos. How to fire at the swamp and just around here. And you see me get mad with it at one point because it didn't want to shift. Found out later, about a week or two ago, the user settings in there was kind of messed up, and it was only going from 1, 2, and 3 for the gears. There was no half gears. So I went in there and changed the settings, and now it pushes. The other guy I worked with, my buddy, he's operated it. He said it runs good now. It's got the power like I remember it used to have. But pretty much, again, similar blade from both of them. No difference. Got the D-ring up there. Same with mine for winching. Let me climb up there and we'll kind of go over this one right quick. So, not really the toolbox setup and water setup that we have on here. This came from our fab shop. A little bit bigger toolbox. I guess one of the guys, after I transferred and took the tractor, they added this on there. It wasn't on there when I had it, but it's on there. Probably needs to be removed because it ain't doing up but collecting debris. But anyway, toolbox way bigger. Definitely can store more stuff on there, your hammers and stuff. That's why I kind of wish that toolbox was a little bit bigger, because I don't like to stick tools up here, because if that gets in the water, it's going to rust the tools, and I just leave the chain up there. And then you got the water tank. Capacity, it might be kind of similar with water capacity for the fire suppression unit. Again, this has the diesel cap right there. This one was pre-def. That's one thing I liked about this tractor, is pre-def. I didn't have that issue that others had with the def system. Used to have an antenna out there that Cat had, but you can see it didn't last long. I told him about that a long time ago. See, it's got more lights. The AC system sticks out further than this one. I really don't know the cab measurements. I really don't know. I might get them sometime and let y'all know in the comments. But I think the D6N might have a little bit more cab space, honestly, like with arm width and everything. We'll see in a minute. But again, got the winch, sight glass right here, same as the D5 over there, and then the sight glass. Let me climb up here and show y'all this. So I noticed something which I should have noticed a while ago, but I didn't. This has our air identifiers on it, so when a plane comes over, that's our county number. Each county's got a specific number in the state. So that's the county number, and this is the tractor number. So tractors are like 71, 72, 73, 74. So this used to be the Atkinson 70. Mine's the Atkinson 70. This one's going back to my other county. And we're gonna have to change this one, and we'll have to paint this number on that one over there. We'll have to do that soon. But as you can see, it's got the vent unit up here at the top while the D5 doesn't over there. Got the light. Don't need no protection, as you can see. This protects it a good bit. As you see up here, there's really nothing up here to get hurt. Unlike, like I said earlier in the video, these plastic pieces has me worried. They stick up pretty good, but we'll worry about that. Like I said, I like this cover right here. I used to have a fire rate when this was my tractor mounted up here, and it needs to be put back on here. This tractor's been in the shop. It's been having some issues, but the air cleaner, that's it right there. It's not sticking up like that one, so it's a little different. Lights is stuck on the outside here on the top. See, no lights up here. No side lights like you see over there on the D5. So that thing's got way better visibility than this D6. One thing about this D6N, you can open it up. But it's also based on your low buoy deck too. But typically this, you can always check this one easily for the fluid without having to unload it. They added that box up there, toolbox. You see, the handles don't last up here long. Ain't no good. I mean, it's good to have, but with all the limbs coming over and just going through all that crap, it's just they can't last long. But the what I like about the D6N to a degree is, I mean, look at this metal stick for the grates for the radiator. Now, can something come through and poke down? Yes. While the D5 just has the round holes. We had to beef it up at the bottom because we did have issues at one time where limbs would come up into the there's a limb right there, as you see, would come up into the radiator. I think I showed y'all this. We're still moving in the office here since it got rebuilt from the hurricane. Just the standard hydraulic hoses and stuff to keep the tractor running. And again, this is one thing that's different between the D6 and the D5 over there. I think this is where the hydraulic filter is. So the access is not as easy on here as it is on the D5. So that's the difference. You have to unbolt those, take all of that out, and replace the filter. We had to add these D6 cages because, like you see, the grates are just wide open. Big limbs can easily just come in here and bust these glasses. Already busted these glasses on a fire. This is one design that I hate that Cat did, was put these cages up against the glass. So any amount of pressure can push up against the glass and bust it. That's not the case on the D5 over there. They did it right and mounted it straight to the frame of the tractor. So that's kudos to Cat for doing that. That's what we did right there, added that to both sides of the doors. Let me walk on the other side and see what's over there to show y'all. And again, here goes another difference. There's no cage on the front glass up here like there is on the D5. Just little things like that is different. Right here, that's where we hold our fusies at. Probably need to put some of those on my tractor. You got the windshield wiper fluid holder and the kill switch and all the fills and everything right there. I think this is the battery. Yeah, the battery. So a little bit easier access for the battery on this cat. You still have to remove the plate here, but as you can see, you can access the bolts pretty easy versus the D5 over there. We'll go inside the cab now and take a look for y'all. Like I said, there goes their filter for the cab, one of them. As you can see, this seat's pretty much straight, and it seems to have a little bit more open area, you know, because it don't have the AC filter over here. You got the helmet holder or whatever you want to put right there, and you got one cup holder, so if you're really thirsty, you're just gonna have to figure that out. That's our Samsara box, a GPS unit, and a storage, some more storage. It's pretty simple setup on this D6. Got the winch over here. One thing again I despise is no counter rotation on these cats, and the winch operation is not like a direct drive. You have to put it in neutral, and you guys flip it from neutral forward. I mean, it's just, you can read it. It's just a pain. It ain't like you can reverse at the same time as you're winching, and it's just a pain. That's one thing I didn't like about these tractors. And I think the same's going to be said about the D5 winch. It's going to do the same thing. But it is what it is. The throttle, hydraulic lock, park. Used to be our old GPS units too right here, but like I said, we upgraded. Our Harris radios, they're fancy. A little radio I put in a long time ago. And then your windshield wipers. And again, basic setup here. Just analog gauges with the needles. And it has like an hour meter. And you can go through your settings on this. And then you got your lights, your eco mode, your for your gears, and your AC unit. So I can tell one thing. It feels a little bit different in here. Might be the seat. It feels like I'm more closer to the dash. But then it looks like the seat's all the way back. So I think we got more room on the sides in the D6. But we might be a little close towards here. And like the leg room, don't have much leg room like you do on a D5. That's what I can tell sitting here. I'm a big boy too. But you got your brake and decelerator. The D5 has the same thing. So pretty much that's about it with both tractors. I kind of feel running both of them. The D5 might it's gonna have a little bit more oomph to it. I know somebody in the comments mentioned about they had a D5 and they had some programs done to it to wake it up. I'm not sure we'll do that. I mean, might later on. I don't know. That's something my fleet manager has to get approval of. I just right now I'm kind of liking the D5 pretty good. I mean, it ain't the TD15, but I think I can get used to it. Like I said, time will tell. So I'll get those measurements for y'all for the tracks and the blade, if y'all was wondering about the blade widths and the ground clearance, since these are high tracks, which I do love. Less likely to get stumped as you can on like a John Deere flat track cat. But if you do get stumped, it's a bigger stump. So I always use that V blade right here or a 6-way blade to keep you off of stumps. So that's it, guys, and if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. Be on the lookout for some videos. I mean, I had that fire this evening, but wasn't nothing to it. The lights work great on that D5 over there. Definitely work better than the lights on here. Yeah. We'll work out the little tiny kinks. I think they might need to make some improvements on. I might even make the improvements on. It ain't nothing major, but appreciate y'all watching, and like I said, if you have any comments or suggestions, just put them in the comments below, and we'll see y'all in the next video.